Hey guys, so this is my social studies video presentation of my integrated lesson. I'm doing social studies, I'm doing geography, and I'm integrating ELA. My lesson is called There's a Map on My Lap, and it is based off of a book called There's a Map on My Lap. It's by Tish Rabe, and it's actually a Cat in the Hat learning book, and some of my objectives are that the students will identify characteristics about maps, such as direction and location. They'll learn about legends and compasses. They'll understand a lot of the vocabulary terms relating to maps, and they'll also learn how to use a compass and a legend on a map and determine direction. So to begin my lesson as my hook or my anticipatory set, I would actually walk in the room with a globe. Here's my little globe. And I would just be distressed and trying to find my way and tell the class, I'd be looking at my globe, trying to look to see where I'm trying to find out where I'm supposed to go. Tell them how I'm going somewhere this weekend, like just say I'm going to Arkansas this weekend to see my friend. And I'm just looking on this globe trying to figure out how to get to Arkansas, and I can't figure it out. See, like, here's the United States, but it doesn't tell me how to get to Arkansas from here. And just asking them things like, can you help me? Like, what should I do? And hopefully a student will bring up a map, which, I would lead that way towards, like, what's something else I could use. And once maps got brought up, I would ask questions like, what's a map? Like, can you explain that to me? And they tell me, it's a smaller version, more detailed paper version of a globe. It tells you where things are, gives you directions, and we talk about the different kinds of maps, just activating their prior knowledge of what they already know of maps and what they've already studied to begin with. So that's how we would start. And then I would begin reading the book, There's a Map on My Lap, which I don't have the book with me, but I made kind of like a little PowerPoint to kind of show you what I would do. So let me share my screen so I can show you. Didn't work. Let's try this. All right. So here is the book, the cover. It's called There's a Map on My Lap, of course. I would start out right reading it. I'm just going to read like the first few pages to you. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and I'm happy to say there's a map on my lap. Let's get on our way. We will travel the world, see the whole USA, then still be back home by the end of the day. Maps are drawings that help to find out where you are and get where you're going, no matter how far. When map makers make maps, they must first decide who will be using the map, what it needs to do. And like down on each page, it has like a little vocabulary words, and even like separates it to kind of show you. So like in this one, it says cartographer. Which of course, I would ask first what they thought the meaning of that word is, and we kind of discuss the background knowledge of the vocabulary words. And then I would explain to them a cartographer is just a formal name for a map maker, but they have the same jobs, which these are just like friendly definitions that the book gives. And then let's see the next page. The map of the earth that we use most of all is a globe like the earth, but is round like a ball. Peel the skin off an orange and lay it out flat. A flat map of the earth would look something like that. And it also, some of these words, which they have a lot of vocabulary words in here, we're not going to use all of them, but I'll show you in a little bit what all words we're going to use. But like longitude, the longitude lines which run up and down, latitude lines go round and round, so these go up and down. I would explain to the students as the vocabulary words show up. Now, if maps were the size of the places they show, map makers would run out of paper and sew. A chart called a scale makes maps easy to use, shrinking miles into inches on each map that you choose. So it's just a cute little way for them to see the characteristics of maps and the different vocabulary words that go with them. Now, these are the vocabulary words that the book, all of them that the book uses, but for this lesson, we're only going to focus on a few of them. And of course, you know what a map is. We're also going to talk about a scale, which is what that last page was talking about, a cartographer, which is a map maker, longitude and longitude, latitude and longitude, I'm sorry, and then a legend, which is the part of the map that lists and explains the symbol and colors and scales that you use of a map. And there's one that's not on here. We're actually going to talk about a compass. And when the book gets to that part, which it like shows little compass rose, and then it also gives, you know, like the little saying that it helps students remember the directions, and then it just goes in, you know, clockwise. It goes clockwise as on the compass rose, but it's never eat shredded wheat. That's north, east, south, west, and we'll discuss all these. And also, each student's going to get their own compass, which the red letters won't be on theirs. We'll do it together, and then we'll decide which, you know, directions go where. North on top, east, south on the bottom, and then west. And we'll do those together. And then after we do that part, I'm going to finish the rest of the book. And at the end of the book, I'm going to have a little letter that's going to, I'm either going to have it taped on the back, or it's going to fall out of the book when I'm done reading it. And when I open it, it's going to be a letter from the Cat in the Hat. And this is what it would say. Dear class, now that you've read my book on maps, you will be using a map of your own. Go back to your seats and together with a group, find the treasure I've hidden somewhere in this classroom. Make sure you use the compass and the key to find the different clues I've hidden around the room. Good luck. Signed, the Cat in the Hat. So after we've read the book, they've been introduced to the letter, you know, just to get them all excited about it. I'm going to set them into groups, and each group is going to get a little treasure map that looks something kind of similar to this, you know, of the classroom, and it'll be set up more like whatever my classroom would be. And it even have, you know, which on the map, which is north, east, west, and south, and they'll have their compasses that they'll use, and they'll have little clues, you know, and how to get it. You know, they'll start at the door, and then it'll like tell them to head west towards the round table, or, you know, just like the teacher's desk or the sink or something like that. Just little clues that they can use their compass to get to. I also will have a key. This one map actually doesn't have one, but I will have a little key that would kind of talk about, like, show little symbols that are in the room. And after they finish, you know, they'll find the treasure, and whatever group finds the treasure first, which will probably just like candy and stickers, or just depending on what age group it is. And then they'll get to keep that. And at the end, for the closure activity, they're going to do a 3-2-1 activity, which is 3 things that you've learned about maps. And this is what they're going to write. And they're going to have a little column to write 2 uses or types of maps, which is a lot. We talk in the story, it talks a lot about different kinds of maps. It even like talks about maps of the ocean. It talks about atlases and like what all it has in it. It talks about like maps, like blueprints that you know, people use before they start to build things. So they have a lot of examples to go based on their knowledge off of from the 2 types and uses. And then also 1 question that you have about maps. And so they'll finish that as the closure activity. And let's see, after that, well, I'm sorry, that is our closure activity. And I also put on here, I put my little references because I thought this was a cute little idea. So I put this is my reference website that I got got some of the ideas from the lesson on, and then here's the book. And that is actually all. Okay, so let me go back. Hopefully that worked. Okay, so that pretty much was the overview of my lesson, and I hope you liked it. Thank you.